Sorry guys, the video shut off. I'm not sure why, but I was just saying from a kid's perspective, like if I'm sad or upset or whatever, then I get yelled at, right? So you just don't, and you just stop. And you just hold in your emotions, and you don't express yourself anymore, and you don't express your opinions. So for me, I really didn't get help to understand what emotions were or how to regulate emotions. And I lived in constant anxiety. It was my safety mechanism. It was how I protected myself, just always being on guard, always observing everything around me so that I could try to figure out what was going to happen next, in a protection to myself, to not say my opinions, not say my emotions or anything like that, because it was just easier to do that than try to face the consequence if I happen to give my opinion or if I happen to show some emotion. So now I understand more about why I constantly feel anxious all the time, or why I feel rejected, like I don't feel like I connect with people very well, or I feel like I'm worried about being abandoned, or I'm worried about being rejected, because I was just feeling like I was a burden on my family when I was young. I didn't feel heard, I didn't feel seen. And I felt like I was a great burden on my parents. Like I saw them struggling, and it made me so sad to feel like I was a part of the problem. And like if they didn't have me, their life would have been easier. And to feel that guilt that they had to go through such stressful times, it made me feel like I was the problem or part of the problem. And to have them constantly be worried about work and be worried about finances, to the point where they had no time, or maybe they didn't realize it, that my emotions and my basic needs were taken care of, but my emotions, how to regulate those emotions, how to handle social situations, and how to just function as a person was kind of not taught to me. So I was just constantly living in a state of anxiety. So whenever I would even go to school, I would be constantly anxious when I was in social situations, or I felt like I had to pretend everything was okay, even though things were not okay. And so I threw myself into academics, and I was a really good student because I could focus on those things, and I knew what the expectations were, and I knew how to do tests and all that kind of stuff. But it was the other side of things, the emotions, the social interaction, and all that stuff, that I did not do well with. And now I have a better understanding of why I didn't do well with it. My counselor also told me that regulation of emotion really occurs like in the mid-20s, when people are in their mid-20s. So that's why you might see teenagers being like kind of like back and forth with their emotions and things like that, because they're still trying to figure out themselves, trying to figure out how to process emotion, and trying to figure out how to regulate themselves. But she did give me hope. She told me that we can reprogram the neurons. So right now the neurons are, okay, I get a trigger, or I feel anxiety because of whatever situation is occurring, or I feel sadness or whatever it is I'm feeling and I want to push that down, or I feel constant anxiety because I'm wondering when the ball is going to drop and, when the catastrophic thing is going to happen, or worrying that this person is going to leave me, or emotionally leave me, or emotionally reject me, those types of things, so that I don't give my opinion, or I might mask and not show my true personality because I'm worried or scared, because I want to feel safe. But I can help myself, because the neurons in the brain can be reprogrammed. And she said that they can be reprogrammed through healthy adult relationships. So my counseling sessions to help me walk through things with an adult who has secure attachment style. Also, I can learn tools to help me to kind of teach me relationships, and I can practice those with other healthy adults, so that the neurons in my brain can basically chill out and know that I don't need a trauma response, that I am safe, that it is okay and healthy and normal to have opinions and emotions and to express those. And also, I can help myself by also doing things toward myself. So I can work innerly, like to get inner confidence, feel inner safety and stability, to say it's okay that I'm having feelings or emotions, that I'm allowed to express myself and have opinions. She said that's one of the reasons why, when I was saying, you're okay, you are safe, and doing breathing exercises, that was really helping me, because the words you are safe, the anxiety that lives or wants to live in my life is because I haven't felt safe. Like from childhood on, I just haven't felt safe. I've always been walking on eggshells because of the environment that I grew up in. So she said the next thing that I need to do is just get curious about my anxiety. Like when I start feeling really anxious, document it and ask myself, what are you fearful of? How is your body reacting to that? And why don't you feel safe in that moment? Like, what is your body trying to trigger you? What is the emotion of anxiety trying to express to you? So I'm going to try that this week and see if I can get a better understanding and become more curious about why I do have this anxiety, what fear is bubbling up in me, and why do I not feel safe? It's not really my surroundings, but why do I not feel safe and I have the anxiety? So I'm going to start being curious this week and seeing what I can find out about myself. And I thought that this might help you. Maybe you're going through this and you can do the same this week, and then we can regroup next week and just see, what did you find out about yourself? This journey is all about finding out about ourselves and finding out about Christ, so that we can bubble up the things that need to be perfected in us through God, and so he can show himself to us and through us, so we can see the full picture of him. So that's what I learned today. I might get on here again, but if I don't, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.